Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are the VHS Twins, and I am half your host, Connie.
And I'm your other half, Tristan.
And we are happy to announce that the new Scream 6 came out. I saw it last night. Tristan got to see it Thursday night. But this episode, we're pretty much going to talk about how we felt about it. There will be spoilers. We're not going to do a whole breakdown of the movie. We'll leave that for you guys. I don't want to give too much away right now, but we will talk about spoilers, what we thought about it, new characters, kill scenes, and who's Ghostface. We'll kind of give our thoughts about the opening scene. I liked it personally, definitely a twist. You think you know who the Ghostface is throughout the movie, but it turns out that Ghostface gets killed in the opening scene also.
Yeah, well, it also kills, like, one of my favorite women in the horror genre, Samara Weaving. So that was very sad that she is the first one to go. But it makes sense because she's a professor in slasher films. I really like the shrine scene because you get to see all the stab memorabilia. He has this little shrine. It has all the stab movie posters. And then he has mask on mannequins, and he puts the one that he wore that night with blood splattered all over it, and he puts it on a mannequin head. But another thing I liked about that scene was the last podcast on the left. They get a shout out. They have a movie poster. I mean, they have a poster of them in one of the rooms. So they made it, and I'm very happy for them. But it's one of my favorite podcasts, so well deserved.
Yes, in the opening scene, I definitely like how Ghostface gets a phone call from Ghostface. Um, he pulls a 1-2 on him. He's like, "You're not Ghostface, I am." I definitely like the opening scene, definitely a twist. So now it takes place in New York City, where Samantha and Tara take New York City with the twins, Mindy and Chad. Someone close to Sam and Tara wants to get revenge on Samantha for killing Richie and Amber. The pace of this movie compared to last year's, I think was a lot better. Definitely more tense, definitely more suspenseful, more cat and mouse chase scenes, more fight scenes. We get legacy characters coming back. We see Kirby and Gale again, which was very nice. Kirby's character comes back as an FBI agent. I think they did it very well and not cheesy. They could have gone the cheesy route with that, but very well. Gail's character, obviously, it's Gail. She kicks ass. She's still a reporter. She's still true to herself. Gail explains that Sydney's not gonna come because she's taking her kids and Mark. She's getting the hell. She wasn't in New York City, but she's hiding, which is good for Sydney. She deserves a happy ending, just like Gail said. But this one was definitely fun. I don't want to say funnier, but there was more um, funny lines, funny characters going at it. But was there a favorite kill scene for you?
I wouldn't really say I had a favorite kill scene, but with the opening scene with the guy's roommate being in the refrigerator was something completely different that Ghostface would do.
Yeah.
And I like the departure that it's going to be a bit more brutal. The therapist getting stabbed in the nose was different. There was Anika, I think Anika. Her, it didn't kill her then, but the fact that like she got stabbed and he was just going up with the knife in her stomach, I was like, okay, that's pretty fucked. I would probably say that. I mean, it wasn't a kill scene, but it was like a torture scene.
Yeah,
But
I
I
felt
will
it.
say, Seeing all the ghost face at the end getting what they deserve, I like that a lot too.
Yeah, my favorite, I don't really have. So the latter scene was definitely very suspenseful. The falling, I wanted to look away because that's just her death was brutal. The the subway train scene where Mindy gets stabbed, she ends up living. But that scene where it cuts from black to the lights turning back on, it was very suspenseful and scary. I definitely like that one. Gail's chase scene, I mean, I still like the one in Scream 2, not better, but that one was more like you're holding your breath. But in this chase scene between Gale and Ghostface, it was definitely more like my heart was, I felt like I was dying. I felt so scared for Gale. She fought hard and she kicked some ass. Um, Spoiler, Gale does survive, but she put up a really good fight. Um, but obviously we think Gale is dead, but Gale lives, which is um, a breath of fresh air. Another kill scene, not another kill scene, but another brutal scene is Chad, where it is revealed that there's at least two Ghostface, and he's getting stabbed both times, stabbed together by two Ghostface while he's standing up, kneeling. It was just, that was hard to watch. But the final kill scene, the final Ghostface, that kill scene was probably my favorite, only because it goes back to the first one. Um, so I'll get into that a little bit later when we talk about who the Ghostface is. But did you like how many Ghostface there was?
Yeah, because if you think about like Scream 2, there's supposed to be a lot more Ghostface. And for whatever reason, they opted to do something else. So it was just the two, Billy Loomis's mom and then Timothy Oliphant. But yeah, Mickey. But I like that there was three. I mean, they really could have pulled it off to make it look like there was fucking 9 or 10 of them. Cause that was my assumption that it was like a John Wick type of thing, and it was just all these type of crazy people on a Reddit forum like, oh, I'm gonna be Ghostface today, type of thing.
I thought so. I had two thoughts coming into this one. First, I thought Samara Weaving, hopefully I said that right, was going to be killed in the opening scene, and she was, so I got that right. Second thing is that I thought this would be more cult like. It was not more cult like, it was more family like, which is kind of like a cult. um,
And like, we gotta finish the movie. We gotta finish Richie's movie. And I'm like, fuck Richie's movie. He's dead. Fuck it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Easter eggs if you watch very closely to who Ghostface is. One of them is Richie's phone is being used to contact Samantha as Ghostface. So that's an Easter egg. Number two, the detective uh, is trying to make people believe that Kirby is the killer. And 99% of the times in a Scream movie, when someone is saying someone else is Ghostface, it's actually them. So I was looking out for this in this one. So I kept my eye on the detective. Another scene with the detective that made him a little bit suspicious to me is when Quinn was murdered. He comes outside, he's talking to Samantha and Tara, and he's like, my whole family's dead, both my kids, my wife. I'm going after this fucker. I didn't hear the part where Quinn said that her brother died in a car accident, but good thing because I still thought he was suspicious. The scene in the van where Ethan is eating Cheetos, that reminded me of Ricky in the last one when he's watching Netflix and he has all that food around him. That was kind of suspicious to me. I will say Ethan's character, who is Chad's roommate, Um, I didn't keep my eye fully on him because he was such like a, nerdy college kid, quote unquote virgin. So he, I I mean, I wouldn't be upset if he was, and I wouldn't be upset if he wasn't.
Yeah, well, I think with Ethan's character, kind of reminded me of Macaulay Culkin's brother in the fourth one, because
Yes,
like
Charlie.
he played the nerd, like I love cinema
Okay.
and I'm gonna die a virgin type of thing too. So that's why I was like, it could probably be him because, like, it's always the quiet ones. And he was never really around.
Yeah.
And especially in the apartment scene when Quinn dies, allegedly, and then Anika dies, I was like, where the hell is the nerd? Like, if they're all going to be huddled together, where's the nerd? And of course, he's not there.
Right.
So that's why
And the
I was suspicious.
and the detective could obviously be like, "Well, his alibi checks out, and who's looking through his alibi? The detective." And another thing is Samantha and Tara, especially Samantha, has that place locked up, their apartment. So obviously Ghostface, when he goes into the apartment and kills Quinn and Mindy's girlfriend, how'd he get in there? And in the opening scene, Samantha's license is left at the crime scene. So obviously someone close to Samantha, and Quinn is their roommate. So it all makes sense in the end who Ghostface is. Before we reveal who Ghostface is, this one had a more character development in it from the previous characters in Scream 5 to Scream 6. So it was nice to see a buildup of character, especially Chad. I felt like we got more out of him. Mindy was more sensitive and more cautious in this one. So it was nice to see that too. Tara, we got to see more Tara. Obviously, in the last one, she was in the hospital a lot. We didn't get to really know her, kind of. Um, we got to meet Samantha's new boyfriend, who ends up being a real nice guy. I actually really liked him in this. But in the end, they all end up at the shrine. They're all down except for Samantha and Tara. It's like Mortal Kombat. They're stuck in the middle between two Ghostface, and uh, the detective, before he gets there, lets Samantha know that Kirby, who is an FBI agent from Atlanta, is fired. So she shouldn't be working there, and she's gone mad. So when Kirby appears with blood on her forehead, she's trying to plead her case quickly that she isn't Ghostface, but the detective shoots her. So Kirby's down, and it's revealed that detective is working with the two Ghostface.
Yeah, and I like the whole fake attack because Ghostface was coming up behind him, and then they're like, "Look out, he's coming for you!" And then he goes bop bop bop, and then Kirby goes down, and then Ghostface is like, "Ah, yeah, I'm not gonna kill this guy." Oh, why? Because he's my dad.
Yes. Which, uh, when Ethan takes his mask off, I was kind of like, okay, it makes sense. This is his son. It makes sense that Richie was their older brother, this man's son. It made complete sense because Richie's phone, and in each kill scene, they leave a mask. Um, the first one, I was like, okay, Richie's mask. Maybe the family got a hold of it, but then the shrine, they have all this evidence, and who gets evidence? Police officers. So I don't know if he just stole it, took it. Evidence goes missing all the time. He paid for it. Whatever. I don't know the whole thingy. But in the opening scene, those two boys, I think they knew Richie. I don't know that for 100%.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they knew him because why else build the shrine and everything and go along with the Ghostface killings and so forth.
They wanted to get revenge on Samantha for killing Richie. So it all made perfect sense that it's Richie's family. And then the third ghost face revealed is Quinn. Quinn did not die at all. She was still alive because her dad switched out the body for a fresh one. And when he said that, I was like, ooh.
I mean, subjectively, you have to like think about that. It's like, okay, you're gonna claim that your daughter is dead, but I think their angle was that they were using different names. So
Yes, yes.
that could work, but the thing is, like, say they killed Tara, Sam, and blah blah blah. What about all the people that knew them as so and so, and then they're just waddling around New York, and somebody's like, "Hey, I thought you died." Oh no, I'm not dead. I
Right.
mean, what were they gonna do? Like uproot and go somewhere else? It didn't make really much sense. But I guess they could have made it work irregardless. But yeah, those were my thoughts when I was watching it.
Yeah, so obviously there is a showdown between all of them. Um, I will say when uh, her Quinn gets her teeth knocked out, that was like, ew. But Tara and Sam end up fighting against these three Ghostface, and they win. Obviously, they kicked ass. So of course, in Scream fashion, they're not dead until you shoot them in the head. So they think they're all dead. Ethan comes back, and that's when the TV that Stu Macher was killed with in the first one, because they're in a shrine, they have it as evidence, that gets pushed on him. Just that was probably my favorite. And you don't see who pushes it. And for a split second, I was like, is that Stu? Did Stu come back? Is he hiding somewhere? But no, Stu was not in this one. Sorry to disappoint, but Kirby is alive and she shoved the TV on Ethan's face. And she's like, I saw that in a scary movie once. So that was perfect. I liked that. I think this one was really, really good. Definitely more character development, more tense scenes, more suspense. I liked the pace. I kind of wish there was more. Uh, but yeah, overall, I liked it. Scream is the only franchise. I mean, personally, I love Halloween, but with the last, I won't even go into it. But I think Scream is the only franchise that it remains good. It's good to watch.
Yeah, I
There's
feel
always
the
something
exact
fresh.
same way because I mean I love Friday the 13th, but when you think of Friday the 13th, it's just like it has a lot of those bad sequels. You know, growing up when we would watch Scream on VHS, it was just like those were our favorite movies. And I mean, you shouldn't give little kids horror films to watch, but we love that shit. So that's what we grew up with. Hence the name of this channel.
I think the reason why Scream is so successful is because of Wes Craven. I
Yeah.
don't think it would have been as good or kept going if it wasn't for Wes Craven, uh, because was the mastermind. I mean, of course, Kevin Williamson wrote it, but I think Wes Craven even saw a bigger picture than what Kevin created, and I think that's what made it more successful. Um, and although Wes Craven isn't a part of 5 and 6 because he passed away in 2015, the new writers, I think, were the best option to keep this franchise going because can you imagine if the writers of other franchises who reboot other things did this one? I don't think it would have been as successful because 5 and 6, although it's still not will beat the original, it's something on its own and it's still good. But final thoughts on Scream 6. Loved it. I want to see more. Definitely go back to see Scream 7, obviously. Even if this one sucked, I'd still see Scream 7. Um, yeah, good job.
Yeah, I agree. Really good job. But I really am looking forward to 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't care. They're coming back stronger than ever. Box office, they're doing a huge record with the box office right now.
I think it opening night was 40 million.
45 million.
That's insane.
Yeah, so they're kicking ass, and rightfully so. And I hope this franchise keeps going.
Yeah, well, I hope you guys liked Scream 6 as much as we did. Let us know what you guys think. If you guys liked it, if you guys made the right guess of who Ghostface was. But that is it for us, and we will see you guys soon.